Hello, friends. It is I again. Another day, another month, another edit. How's everyone doing? I'm actually, I'm pretty tired because I've been having issues with my laptop and I had to get it formatted yesterday at Apple. So I spent like all day yesterday making sure my setup was correct so I could live stream. It was the worst. I saw we had Raleigh in the house. We got Brazil. Who else I saw? Jacksonville, Florida. I saw VA somewhere. Yeah, Richmond. Louisville in the house. Got all the US folks coming out this time. Usually I feel like I stream and it's like everyone from the other side of the world. And they're over there streaming, watching the stream at like 2 in the morning. I'm like, what's wrong with y'all? We got Cali in the house, up in the morning at like 6 in the morning. Puerto Rico, Nigeria, Arizona, Toronto. Oh, speaking of Toronto, did y'all see Taylor Jackson's workshop coming up? I'll be speaking at that workshop. And we got the dude Eric Floberg. I get to meet him in person finally. And Sam Hurd's gonna be there. What a lineup. New Mexico in the house. Yeah, it sounds like it's gonna be a really cool workshop. I'm excited. It'll be my first time up in Canada too, so. Hungry in the house. South Africa. Y'all get a lot of props for everyone who's like on the other side of the world, like really. I appreciate y'all watching because I would be asleep. We got France in the house. Well, let's go ahead and get started on some of this while we're here. Today is a very special stream because it's actually a sponsored stream, my first sponsored stream ever, which I'm super excited about it. So today we're gonna be editing photos, except this time I'm gonna be using ImagenAI to edit your photos so y'all can see it firsthand. So if y'all don't know about ImagenAI, it is an AI editing tool that I've been using now for like a year, I guess almost 2 years. And honestly, it's probably one of the best ways to actually edit your photos if you're doing bulk work and you want to get things done fast and save yourself time. If y'all don't already know, I have 4 kids and I'm not gonna be wasting my time editing forever. So ImagenAI helps it go faster for me. So this video is sponsored by ImagenAI. Thank you to them for sponsoring the video. We'll be using ImagenAI. I think Imagine was hanging out in the chat as well. So if you have questions, you can ask me. You can ask them in the chat. And also make sure to check the description below, and my chat bot will be throwing around some links for you to check out Imagine. You get 1,500 free edits. So definitely give it a try because it's gonna blow your mind when you actually see it working. So because it takes a moment for it to actually upload the photos and stuff, what I'm pretty much gonna do is I'm gonna start the process to Imagine, talk about how the Imagine process works, and then while we're waiting for it, we're gonna do Q&A and stuff, and then I'm gonna go back, critique your photos, and also touch them up while we go through. You're neglecting your client by doing both solo? So yeah, thank you for your submissions. Again, if you don't see your submission in here, it's because it's JPEG. I don't do editing on the JPEG, so critique equal roast. Yeah, I'll critique your photos. I don't know what got into me last time. I think today maybe I'll be more calm and I won't roast the photos as much. But yeah, so JPEGs aren't here. There was a lot of JPEGs and they were great photos, but gotta get rid of them. So let's go ahead and jump into Imagine and get this started. You were feeling fun and fancy free. So here is the amazing ImagenAI. And again, like I said, I use it on my weddings because it just speeds up the process. Basically, not having to sit around and edit every single photo all the time. It's just, it's a huge game changer. Oh, video and photo and what? Yeah, I don't. Taylor is crazy, yo. Doing video and photo by yourself. I can never see it. So for all y'all not familiar with Imagine, basically, when you first get it, there's two different ways you can use it. You can either create your own AI profile. This is when Imagine will learn your editing style. You have to give it, I think, like 1,500 photos or something like that for it to learn your editing style. Or basically, at the end of the day, the more the merrier. So the more photos you can give it, the better the AI can learn how you edit. Once it edits, it basically creates like a preset. That's what your AI profile is. And then every time you go to edit, you can just be like, hey, use my profile here and edit my photos for me the way that I would edit them. And it's pretty accurate, y'all. Now, if you don't have like 1,500 to 5,000 photos that you want to give to it for it to learn your style, you can also use the talents. So the talents are actual presets that are already made in there, which, where are the talents? Here we go. So personal AI profiles are mine, and then talent profiles are the ones from other artists. So you see you have mine in here for natural feels, so you could edit like me. We have Susan Stripling here. I think, who else is on here that I actually know or have heard of? I mean, a lot. Oh yeah, Kevin Mullins. Come on, yo. Cause his black and whites go so hard. So if you don't know how you want to edit, oh yeah, Michelle Harris just got on there. You can choose one of these and edit that way. So today I'm gonna be using my built-in natural fills. This is the one that I made at home, and then they took that and made the natural fills talent profile from it. Can't I just give it my Lightroom preset? No, you have to do it through the photos, because the thing is, it's not just applying a preset. It actually edits the photos. Like, it changes the exposure, the shadow, it does all of that. So it's more than just the preset. It's like actually adjusting on each photo. So once you choose what profile you're going to be using, after that, we're going to jump into what catalog we want to use. For this, I actually have to close Lightroom first. And now I can choose my recent catalogs. I'm going to jump into my live stream catalog. So we upload a few hundred of our edited JPEGs. And I think it comes from the RAWs. It's basically pretty much you would jump into Imagine and tell it like, hey, look at this catalog I have. So for me, like, let's say I open up my 2021 catalog and I'm like, pull all my weddings from that year of all my edited photos and learn from that. And it'll just pull them in and learn from it. I can still send, no, submissions are closed. I didn't get as many submissions as I wanted, but submissions are closed for now. Cool, so I've loaded in my catalog now, and then per that catalog, it can see all the photos that I've imported. So right now, May is this one I'm using here. And I'm gonna be editing everything. So you see how I turned off the 5 stars, now it sees all the 64 photos. Not edited. I'm gonna have it straighten my photos. And we'll name this May Livestream 2023. And then we're gonna upload those 64 photos. Now, out of everything, uploading is probably what takes the longest, but the editing itself is really pretty quick. It's been a while though since I've done only like, 100 or less photos. So honestly, this might go way quicker than I think it is. Also, while we're waiting on this, feel free to just ask me some questions. I just want to hang out, and today's gonna be a hangout day. It's gonna be one of those. So that was our upload. That was like what, 5 minutes barely. My internet also is like trash, so the fact that it uploaded that quickly and that well is a big plus. I think my upload speed is like 20. I'm so sad. Yo, being a YouTuber and having your upload speed be 20 is the absolute worst. Like, it gets no worse than that. How long did it take to learn your editing? Honestly, like, minutes. It's super fast. It's kind of crazy how fast it is. Until it got good enough to where you only modify a couple. Oh, so that's the thing. So with ImagenAI, you're consistently teaching it too. So I still do go through and like update the actual profile, and I do go in and tweak my photos. But basically, since it's AI, the process is you send it photos, it learns your profile. You send it more photos and say, hey, edit my photos, and it goes, great, I'm done. Sends it back to you. You go through and tweak if it's not, exactly perfect. And then after you're done with that wedding, you send it back to Imagine again to say, hey, this is what I ended up doing with what you sent me. And then it learns from that, and then it just keeps going. We got Josiah Blizzard in the house. Welcome to the stream, man. Just got on the internet home, and it's life-changing. Yeah, I don't know what it is about where I'm at. I think they just don't let you do any other internet, because if I could get some fiber and get like even just 1 gigabit up, you're talking about uploading videos in like literal minutes. There we go. So all the photos are done. So that was what, maybe 10 minutes? Not even. That felt shorter than that too. So now that my photos are done, I hit the download to review, and it's going to download the edits back into Lightroom. And then once it's done that, I just open Lightroom back up. And what you'll see now is that the photos are going to start updating. With their edits on there. What's wrong with my music? There they go. You see them? Look at that. It's straightening some of the photos too. We can only get Spectrum. See, yeah, that's the same with me. I only have Spectrum over here. Trash, yo. And I hate that, like, I don't know if it's just because it's Spectrum, but you call them up and they like don't understand nothing. I'm like, hey, I stream. And when I say I stream, I mean like what I'm doing right now, not watching Netflix. So all they care about is like download speeds. And I'm like, that's cool and all. I need upload speed. And they're just like, what? What? And I'm like, oh, okay. So 64-ish images, upload and edit. I would say 10 minutes. That was in total, that was maybe 15 minutes, not even. So now at this point, this is when I normally go through my photos and I start editing them. Because again, it may not get it perfect, but it gets so well that I'm pretty much coming in and just making a couple of quick tweaks. And as a wedding photographer who's editing 800 to 1,000 photos, being able to just come in real quick and make sure everything's okay, and then maybe set some black and whites. That's one thing. I like to do my black and whites myself. So I'll just pick out the black and whites and edit, because that doesn't take any longer. But the fact that it's already all edited and all I have to go through is just real quick figure it out, like, life-changing. It even straightened the photo. Like, I don't think I need to straighten it anymore. Is this red? It is red. I know my edit normally turns reds kind of orangey, so sometimes I have to make them more red again. Maybe I missed it, but it does also cull. I didn't talk about that part of it, but it does. It culls, because you see here, I started at step 3, but normally you would cull, review your cull, and then edit. So it'll cull it for you as well. And one of the biggest things, one of the newer features that they just added is actually the fact that you can tweak and save the tweaks on the talent profiles. So again, like I was showing you all, how you can choose these already made talent profiles. If you like the profiles, so let's say you like mine, the natural feels, but there's too much magenta, because y'all already know me and my magenta. So if that's the case, you can actually tweak the profile and save it the way that you like it. And it's still AI profile and it's still natural feels. It's just more how you would like it with less magenta. So there's a lot of stuff that you can do with Imagine right now. I love the framing of this shot. This was a great pose to fit her in here like that. But yeah, this is, come on. Here's our before and after. These are straight, I haven't touched it yet. This is just Imagine. I did nothing. Magenta max. Does it accept culling from other programs? Yeah, I mean, if you... So the way that I cull, if I'm not using Imagine to cull it, I'm always saving the metadata to the actual file, right? So by doing that, every program that looks at the raw files will see the star ratings or the flags and all that from the actual metadata. So yeah, if you go into like Photo Mechanic, let's say, and you cull by hand, and then you save that information to the actual raw file, and then you go back to Lightroom, Lightroom's gonna know automatically, okay, cool. And then when Lightroom sees it, Imagine can pull it from the catalog too, and Imagine also will say, okay, great, you have, 1,000 starred photos. Because that's what, when I was doing the, when I was setting up my edit, right? I think it'll look at, it might make me close Lightroom just to look at the catalog. I can't remember if it'll let me look at it while it's open. Yeah, so see, all this information here is getting pulled from the catalog itself. All of this stuff here too, the filters. So normally, like, what I'll do if I'm culling by hand is I'll cull it, save the metadata to the photos, and then open up Imagine, and I can say, hey, edit only the 5 stars, and then it'll show me how many numbers of 5-star photos there are. And normally that's what I do. I do 5 stars and not edit it, because generally I do my previews for my weddings by hand, because I'm editing like 5 to 10 photos and I can do that in 2 seconds. So it's easier for me to import my images, make a sneak peek real quick, and then I upload the sneak peek to Imagine so that it can learn how I want to edit that specific wedding. Then I go back, cull it, come back into Imagine, and then say, hey, edit only the 5-star non-edited. And it'll go, cool, and it just pulls it from there. But yeah, like, tell me this is a good edit. This looks great. Honestly, I don't even want to change this one. So that was straight out of Imagine. These 2 photos are great. I like this one a lot better. Just because of the dynamic lighting coming off the side here on the side. I like a good side lighting, but these two shots are awesome. I need to improve on my workload. I mean, yeah, workflow is everything. And if you don't have a good one, you just end up wasting so much time. Uh-oh. Was this a missed focus? This is a great photo, but again, I don't know about y'all, but if I get a shot that's like decent, but it's out of focus like this, immediate black and white. And I'll deliver it like that. If the photo made sense and it worked, then yeah, that's normally what I would do, is just black and white it. Oh, you know what? Let me go back though, because y'all need to see that before and after. So on the left was the photo straight out of camera, and on the right here is what Imagine did to it. And this is what I was saying earlier, like I got that question where they were like, oh, why can I just send my preset to Imagine? You're not just giving it a preset. It will learn your preset if it's the preset that you use on your photos all the time. But what you're teaching it is how you see photos, how you would see the white balance. Like my white balance tends to be on the cooler side. So when you use the natural fills in ImagenAI, it's going to be a little bit cooler, a little bit more magenta. So it's really cool because it's editing the photos, not just being like, here's the preset. But yes, if you miss that focus and it's a good shot, black and white. No one will ever know. It's art. I'm just being artsy. It added some magenta. Yeah, you see how the AI is like, plus 14, plus 55, magenta. Beautiful shot. This is a 25 mil. I would have backed up a little bit on this shot. I feel like it's a little too tight, but it looks great. Here's our before and after. Again, on the right here, I haven't touched this photo. This is straight out of ImagenAI. So again, like you see, it did the white balance, and like this looks great. Honestly, like the more I teach it, and I did a fine tune on it. The more I teach it, the crazier it is to me that like it's so on. I'm like, that's exactly how I would have done the white balance. And I can tell it's like, you know, it picks up even my bad habits. Like, yes, I overly magenta. You know, let's be real. I'm a little heavy-handed on the magenta. But it did it. Profile missing. I just reinstalled everything, so I don't know if my stuff is broken. Javier's in the house. You didn't submit a whole wedding this time? This would have been the perfect time to do it. I could just edit it and Imagine. Beautiful. Yeah, like, really. It's impressive how on it is. Look at that, y'all. Before and after. No editing. Heavy-handed isn't the word. The thing at least is I try to be realistic with myself. You know, like I'm not going to sit here in front. Like if I went into a photography competition and I ended up not winning or something because they were like, the photos are too red, I'd be like, yep. Magenta man. I wouldn't even be mad. I would know what it is. Will this stay up on YouTube to watch later? Yes, it will be up. And then like 2 or 3 months, 2 or 3 from weddings a week ago. But yeah, y'all get on this because as quick as y'all saw it do 64 photos, it pretty much edits 800, 1,000, 1,500 photos just as fast. The thing, when you have more photos like that, the thing that takes longer is the upload. But the edit itself is like quick. Yeah, these look amazing, y'all. Here's our before and after. straight up through Imagine. I haven't touched it yet. Yeah, I think so. There's a new process that they added to it where you can fine tune your profile. So fine tuning, you remember I said if you upload, let's say 5,000 to it and it learns from it. Later on, they have this new fine tune that they added where basically it'll say, hey, give me even more photos and I really will learn it. So I fine tuned recently. So this is my personal first time really seeing stuff before or after the fine tuning, and it's kind of ridiculous how on it is now. I've got 3 sessions coming up this weekend. These are perfect. Yeah, that's the best, especially when you have like triple header weekends and stuff. Like, just do it. Everyone's always so scared, like, I don't know about AI. Y'all, it's the same as hiring an assistant. This is a great, nice, classic bear hug, or normal spoon, as I call it. A normal spoon. So yeah, this is a great shot. This is typical too. Bear hug around the top. Arms come up. Get a little bit of ring action here. Great job. Settings are like ideal. Here's our before and after. Honestly too, like, it got the browns right too, because sometimes they can come out looking too orange, but this looks good. If anything, and this is just my own preset, like if I wanted to, I could bring these blues back a little bit. Make that sky a little bit more blue. I just delivered my first few weddings with ImagenAI. I absolutely love it. Awesome. I see editors crying. I mean, yeah, it's... Sorry. Sorry, editors. Because that's honestly, that's personally what happened to me. Is I was using an editing company. And, you know, they were fine. And they would edit the photos and I would get them back and I would still have to tweak them. But it would take me a while after tweaking them, and it would also take like 3 weeks to get the photos back. And so when I first heard about Imagine, I was like, hold on. I can get 700 photos done in like, let's say at most 20 minutes. And that's an overestimate. If I can do that and it costs less, like, why am I paying someone? And personally for me, if ImagenAI gets it wrong, which it normally doesn't, because again, y'all are seeing it. It's out here just... Honestly, I haven't tweaked any of these photos yet. This is the most non-tweaking I've ever done after Imagine, actually. And I think it's because I fine-tuned. But, you know, if the AI messed it up, it's like a computer. So I'm kind of like, oh, well, you know, it's a computer, whatever. When it's a person, I'm just like, guys, I told y'all how to edit it so many times. And you just leave me hanging every time. This photo is going to be better black and white. Here's our before and after, though. Ugh, look at that white balance. So good. Now, the question about AI, too, one of the harder parts, because assisting type AIs, I'm a big fan of. Where it starts blurring the lines is when you have AIs creating everything for you. So like that new Photoshop feature where it's like building in like assets to your photo and you can do like mountains and things like that. That's a little questionable now. But assistant style AI, I'm a huge fan. So like this is what I would consider an assistant style AI where you're like, hey, here's a job, do it, please. And it's like, great, I can do it. And you're like, awesome, you did it great. You learned it, you did it, it's awesome. We got Quinn's photo, it's beautiful. You don't have the black and white. I'm black. This is totally black and white. It's, I think a lot of it too. So first off, from this shot, not to, to critique, to roast the shot. It's not a roast really, but this is more of like an indirect shot. And I feel like a lot of times when a shot is indirect like that, it tends to lean itself towards being black and white. Because right now, what I felt like the moment I saw that photo, what I felt was the contrast. There's a lot of contrast since the window's here on the right, and we're on the back end kind of. So you're almost backlighting it. It's like a side backlight. So we're mainly seeing shadows and then the light here and like the gradation of the light. So, you know, just looking at it briefly, I would say that black and white is the way to go on this shot. Yeah, it just has such a color. When you get that large range from like very light, almost white, all the way back to black, half the time black and white is going to be a better choice. What do you think about the new trend of using fake AI pics to promote your photo biz? Yeah, see, that's the kind of stuff I'm not a big fan of that. Not at all. Because again, you're gonna, especially for wedding photography, it's all based off of expectations. So if you're showing all these fake photos, it's kind of like there can be no expectations set really, because what you're showing is not real. Beautiful shot. This is already edited by Imagine. Honestly, if anything, I might add one little touch of magenta, but it looks fine. There's our before and after. The Photoshop update is playing freaky. Yeah, I haven't played with it yet, but yeah, I mean, and I'm not gonna lie, there's places where it's gonna come in handy. You know, when you have like a boring sky and you want to amp it up some, or the couple's like, hey, get rid of this thing in the photo, and not only can you get rid of it, but you can add in assets that would make it more of a pleasing photo. Like, I'm not gonna lie, that's gonna be really awesome. But it's just stuff starting to get too fake now, where it's like, well, what did you actually shoot? What are you able to actually capture? I had a photo with a lot of power lines. Yeah, see, it's that kind of stuff. Like, that's where it's gonna come in handy. I'm curious how this pic will be processed with auto alignment. Yeah, so Imagine straightened this already. And yeah, it was pretty much on. Yeah, it's there. But yeah, the sidewalk is like crooked comparative. Great shot. Here's our before and after. So at most, I think it's a little hot. Yeah. And that's one so far, and I just need to reteach Imagine a little bit. Recently, a lot of my photos have been coming in a little hot, but that's because I do tend to raise my exposure a lot. So I just have to reteach it not to be so heavy on the exposure. Other than that, though, this photo looks great. Going silent while I drive. Yeah, drive safe. Yeah, I cannot get over how good. It's so good, y'all. I swear, like, every time I use it, I'm surprised. I'm just like, how? The line of reality. Yeah, that's the real problem. Oh, here's another Quinn shot. This is, I don't know if y'all saw my veil shot video. This is half of what I was talking about. Like, this photo is great, and it looks awesome. I'm always half and half on the floating veil from the back like that. I always like it when it's like coming into the frame. Because a lot of times it just looks like someone was holding it and then you had to get rid of the person. Uh-oh, what's that? That cup had to go. Here's our before and after. Also, one thing to keep in mind with the Imagine profiles, it doesn't matter what camera you're using. Because I know I always get that question. Everyone's like, oh, natural fills preset. You know, does it work on this camera? Does it work on that? As you can see here, I ran everything through Imagine and it's doing it just fine. Again, it's AI. It's just going to edit the photo. One of the guests drop it. Yeah, that's like, it's the worst too. It's like right in the shot. That's again, I'm not the type to be very extra about my photos as far as editing so heavily, but yeah, something like that that's just, it's clearly obvious, I'm gonna get rid of that. There we go. Yeah, this is more what I was talking about. Here's our before and after. Great edit. So the only thing, I'm assuming this was you alone. Like you were the only one shooting this. Because normally what I would try to do if possible is this section here, pull this up so it floats back, which makes it look more like there's wind being filled into the veil from this side here. So that's the only thing I would have done differently to this shot, to fill this side of the frame with the veil as well by picking it up from here. But yeah, this looks great. What focal length was this? Yeah, 35. Javier in here with fighting words. Full frame. Look, man, I like my crop sense. What I really love doing, I love shooting with the GFX just to do it and be like, look at these photos. Look how amazing this is. Forget full frame. Just bring a leaf blower. A battery powered one. I mean. So this one I would personally say is off. And y'all already know why. Because there's not enough magenta. But this was also like, this was not an easy white balance. Because did y'all see the before? Like, that's rough. This is also what I talk about. If your shot looks like this in camera, you need to shoot in Kelvin. Try not to shoot it if it looks like this. Try to Kelvin it in camera. Even make it a little bit warmer than it needs to be, because it's hard to bring it back from this and make it look good versus warming it up in the camera. Yeah, not enough magenta, not enough warmth. So I would have put it like here-ish. But other than that, Imagine did a pretty good job. And so see, those are the types of tweaks that I'm doing on the photos. It's not like I have to re-edit the photo after Imagine did it. I just go back through and be like, okay, this one, the white balance was a little off. You edit it and then you re-upload it to Imagine and it can learn from it. Preset on the camera for Kelvin. Yeah. Yeah, you can do your own custom ones. That stuff is all super helpful. Great shot. Beautiful. So this one was a little better. Wow, it brought the white balance back from that one. This was also another case. Yeah, this should have been Kelvin white balanced in the camera. It turned out better this time though, probably because the contrast as far as the lighting was a little bit easier to deal with. This one's cute. The double hands like this is really nice. Got some genuine smiles. Good stuff. Shot on a good old 85 mil. Now that you have edited mine and told me everything I need to know about being better and roasted. You're like, now that I've been roasted, I think I'm gonna go edit some more photos. Is this the same photographer? Here's our before and after from Imagine. Oh, we got Grease in the house. Welcome to the stream. Sorry, it's late. Can I send a photo? We got all the submissions closed for now. I gotta find a better way to announce when the live streams are happening and where to submit, because I think people aren't getting the notifications. I just need a little touch of magenta. Y'all saw it had it already at plus 30 though, so it definitely is picking up how I edit. Oh. Every photographer's hated moment. My boy's in the whole frame too. Oh. This seems like it was a smaller wedding though, so that's fine. Like a backyard wedding or something. My dude's just in the frame. Gotta get the shot. Yeah, Photoshop generative. Like, turn this into a bush. Tree! But yeah, it seems like a smaller wedding. Because again, that's the thing, like, if it's a smaller, low-budget wedding, like, I usually let a lot of stuff slide. I'm kind of like, yeah, whatever. Either that, or this photographer is the second, and this is the main. And so the main's here to get the shot. But I don't know. Everyone's in everyone's way. Because that's another, like, your boy here standing in the videographer's way unless he's super tight. The worst is when it focuses on their camera instead. Here's our before and after though, because no matter if anyone else is blocking the shot, you're still gonna get a good edit. BTS shot. I mean, yeah, it might be like this is from the second's perspective or something. I had a videographer be in my frame moment for the first look. Oh. The worst I had with a videographer. So, you know, I'm not the tallest guy. I'm like an average size, you know, like 5'8". This dude had to be like 6'3", 6'5", and he was shooting on a wide angle. So he took his tripod and just put it right up in the front of the ceremony and then was standing there with his tripod. And I'm like, my dude, not only are you right in the front of the ceremony with your tripod, but you're mad tall. Like, I literally, like, stood under him, basically, to get my shots without blocking him. But I was like, oh, my goodness, you can't be that tall and just stand in the front and think it's okay. And I'm talking, like, dead center in the front, too. Cute shot. This was on a 32 mil, so yeah, 24 to 70. 32 is good. A lot of times with these shots, I like to open it up more. So I would have been shooting at like 24 and get closer to the couple. There's our before and after. This doesn't need any edits. Am I the only one admiring the gimbal? I mean, what was that, like a Ronin or something? Right? That looks like a Ronin. I can't tell. I need to, y'all. Let's take a moment. Let's take a moment. I have to roast this company. I'm sorry. Zhiyun or June or however you say it. I'm over their gimbals now because I've had 2 bad experiences. I can't anymore. The next gimbal I get, I'm gonna go with the DJI or Ronin or whatever. Cause like, look at this, y'all. So, both of these gimbals were supposed to be for sponsored videos, but I ended up not doing them for whatever reason. So this one still works, but it's janky. This is the Weebill S. But you know how the gimbals have the locks on them? The locks, they're supposed to keep them from moving when you have them like closed up. Like this lock is broke. Like it doesn't lock at all. So not only is it only for smaller cameras, but the lock just doesn't stay, right? So this one is whatever. It still works, I guess. The batteries suck. The way it charges sucks. It uses like USB stupid or something. Like not USB-C. And then this one, the Weeble 2, which was supposed to be so much nicer, and it had USB-C, and it had a built-in battery, it had a cool little screen on it and whatever. And you know what happened? You know what happened with this one? The built-in battery died. And I looked it up online and it's a known issue. So the whole thing is just dead. And I barely used it. I used it like once to record some footage. And I was gonna go use it again at a session. And I went to be like, oh, let me check it out. Let me charge it. It won't charge. It won't do anything. And I was like, word, yo. And like, luckily I got this one for free. But yeah, I'm done with their brand. I'm over it now. 2 issues, like if I had bought those, I would be mad. I mean, I'm mad and I didn't even buy them. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that was my rant on Johnny. I can't trust the brand no more. Here's my boy John Navarro. Yeah, we kind of started photography at the same time together, and we usually go on photo walks a lot of the time. Oh, y'all can't even see it. My bad, y'all. I'm over here. So yeah, we started photography together. He went more the film route. So he shoots a lot more film than I do. And yeah, his stuff is awesome. He's more of a street photographer. I love when people who are more documentary street photography do like wedding portraits, because the vibe is totally different. So the D&G came with his edit on it, so that's why the before and after is like this. Generally, if I was going to do this in color, it needs more magenta, and it should be around there. But with all of this contrast and stuff, y'all already know this needs to be black and white. That's also half the reason he edited it in black and white. I mean, it only makes sense, right? Pull this all the way back like that. Yeah. See auto. Nope. Yeah, no, I love this shot so much. John, I bought your Lightroom how to edit course and I'm loving it. Are you planning on adding anything? Yeah, you know, I think I want to start editing it because I want to add something about the new what feature. What did they add? What did Lightroom add? Oh, the denoise. So I do want to try and edit or add some more sections in about like newer features. I also need to talk more about pick time in it as well. Hey John, recently got your presets and man, I love it. Also sent in my photo. Awesome. Yeah, just remember, there were some photos, there was a fair amount of photos that were JPEGs. So I took those photos out. Here's our before. Actually, you know what? This doesn't look like it got edited. Did it? No, it did. We need more magenta. There. That feels better. So this was John's edit on the left here. His name is John as well, not me. I'm not talking in third person. And then this is ImagenAI with the natural fills preset. And all I had to do was add a little bit more magenta, as per usual. If we're not adding magenta, am I really editing? No. Pick time. Yes, please. We need more album. Yeah. Yeah, the pick time. I want to add a section that goes through pick time and how to finish up your, like, delivering your photos and everything. Cute. Here's our before and after. And honestly, like, this one looks great as well. Another, like, I don't need to touch it. I feel like there's so much you need to talk about more. John, you need to add an adjustment bar to your preset that just says magenta. Magenta in all caps. Yeah, it, like over here where it's like the preset amount, instead of a preset amount, it's just like magenta. Just crank it up. Magenta. Uh-oh, Lightroom. Uh-oh. Lightroom, it's okay. Lightroom, there you go. Here's our before and after. It's a little hot. Pull it back just a bit. Other than that, it looks great. Yeah, and I can't explain to you how, like, you run a whole wedding through the thing, and then you just have to go through and, like, the tweaks I just made. I pulled back the exposure a little bit. I dropped the shadows just a tiny, and that's it. So you're just, like, flying through the photos, being like, cool, 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 yep, yep, yep. Oh, black and white here, yep, 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 great, great. And then export. Also, for me, it's like, again, I have 4 kids, so if my wife's like, hey, let's go to the park, I don't have to be like, oh, I need to edit, so I can't go right now. Like, there are more times where I can just be like, yeah, whatever, I can go, because I can run it through Imagine. And at least I know when I come back home, the edits are done, and I can just check and see what they look like, and then I can, you know, put in an extra, like, hour of just tweaking. Not even an hour. Hours overestimate, but, like, tweaking and exporting and stuff like that. So it changes, like, editing from what used to be 8 hours for me to maybe 2 max from the whole process. God, I finally got to catch a live edit. And I see my pictures in the list. Yeah. Five weddings a year. I do 80. I mean, you definitely... I used to do a lot of weddings. Here's our before and after. This also is a little hot. I'm gonna pull this one back some. Maybe add some magenta. Yo, why is it that Sony shots are so green? I feel like I'm adding so much magenta whenever I'm editing a Sony photo. Still here, but I do have a Zoom meeting. Cool. Gonna be some AFK. Gonna have me in the background. Hey, friends. Beautiful shot. Are his pants green? Oh my goodness, Lightroom, what's the problem? First kiss? Oh. Oh. There it goes again. Sony's fine unless A7 III. Shutter failure on A7 III? Oh my goodness. Because Sony color science sucks. I'm not even gonna attempt to try and remove her. That's pretty rough. Great first kiss. I like to be more centered. Oh no. Where's my lock? There we go. Like, I like my first kisses like this. There's our before and after. I think, does he have some pimple action? Yeah. I usually try my best to, you know, just a little bit. Help you out just a little bit. Oh, is this the, I don't like using the, yeah. There. (16:9) crop, yeah. I do. I tend to, I like my 16:9 crops usually when it's like a wider shot. Give it like a movie-esque feel. I mean, yeah, for a first kiss shot, this is definitely a no-no. Like, no one should be standing behind. I mean, what? We've seen 2 pictures like this now, right? Like, no one should be standing behind the couple. Like, I don't know what y'all are doing. I mean, I guess this wasn't really a kiss. But yeah, like, you shouldn't be back there. Not on the first kiss, like, what have you done? Beautiful. Nice and wide. I would have gotten a little closer to the couple. Oh. That's not so bad though. You can get rid of her from there. Why are these people in the back like that? What? Have I not been shooting weddings for the last 10 years? Am I just crazy? Like, I would never stand back there. So it looks like they may have done communion or something. Or is this just someone's food? What is this? That doesn't look like a communion thing. They probably did it on the table up here. But yeah, if anything, you should be off on the sides or in the back. But behind, that just seems crazy to me. I mean, I guess it's hard for me to see it because I would be taking this shot. So I'm already like in the back in the middle. Like the moment they start getting to anything that sounds like they're about to kiss, I'm immediately in the back in the middle. Like, oh, gotta get ready for it. Time for position video explaining how to plan for shots. I mean, that would be a great, cause yeah, I think out of all the things that stresses out newer wedding photographers, the biggest stressor is missing a shot. However, when you've been shooting for a while, which I know you know, Javier, there's like places you know you have to be, and you can hear or just even see by people's motions when and where they're going to be and where the shots. Like you start doing weddings so often that you know exactly when something's about to, even if for some reason it was like off. Like a great example is I did a wedding in December and the officiant messed up and he went into the kiss like super early. They were supposed to do like their vows and all this stuff, but he like skipped it because he was nervous. But did it catch me off guard? No, because the moment, like, I could hear it. You could just feel the progression of the ceremony where you get to a point where you're like, oh, they're about the first kiss, and you're already there, versus just being like, what? It came out of nowhere. Beautiful. Look at that lens flare. Yeah. Look at that before and after. Oh. Look at that ImagenAI. So good. Didn't even edit it. I think black and white might work for this one too. Yeah, by seeing where people are standing. Like, really, And that's what happens when you become a tenured wedding photographer. You like know. You can feel it in the air. You can almost like hear it before. It's like you can see the future. There's so many times where I'll just be chilling and I'm like, hold up. And you're just like there. And then it happens and you get it. And you're like, oh. We're going to make a virtual copy and get a black and white. Yeah. The reason this works too, again, more contrast usually works for black and white. So all this white on the top, but then all the black here. So you get that contrast between your subjects. So not only are you getting background separation, but you're getting background separation because of the contrast. And then the flare still kind of shows up in here because they work in black and white too. What do y'all think? Black and white or color? I even carry multiple ring on my hand just in case. Oh yeah, missing the kiss is like, I've come close once or twice to almost missing the kiss. Like out of any of the shots you could ever miss, the kiss is not the one. It is not the one. Yeah, the color is very nice. The lens flare really shows up more. I think they both work though. Honestly, these are one of those photos where I probably would deliver both black and white and color. This is looking like black and white to me, yeah. Whenever the photos are tight like this and you don't really have context, usually I'm a fan of black and white. Here's our before and after. I think for once it's actually a little too much magenta. We didn't see the kiss. I missed the kiss and I had the couple get back on stage. I mean, sometimes if you're cool enough with your couple too, like they're okay with it. Yeah, there are times like I really will. Some shots, if like they didn't happen the way I needed them to, I'll definitely tell the couple to go back and redo it real quick. Here's another one, color or black and white. What y'all feeling? Did John say too much magenta? What's wrong? He's like checking me for a few. Are you okay? He needs to hydrate. Get him some water. Yeah. For these tight shots, I prefer black and white. Yeah, my goodness. One of the most crucial shots I caught recently was at a wedding, and a couple, I guess their dance was kind of like choreographed, the first dance, and they had some dips in there. And if you've ever done first dance photos, dips can be hard to catch because if you're not shooting wide and you don't know when and where it's coming, like you're not gonna catch it. And then on top of that, depending on how they dip, like they might dip away from you or in an angle where like you can't really see the dip and you like can't get the shot. So they did a dip one time and I kind of missed the dip the first time. You want to talk, the second time I felt that thing coming. I got right in position, was like, blah, 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 got it right there. I was like, oh my goodness. After the first kiss, I then tell them to repeat it so the videographers can get it. Prep the, yeah. Dips are, first dance dips are probably one of the hardest things to make sure you actually catch. Oh, cute, this is the same session. So see, we were talking about that earlier. This is a great way or a great place to put in a 16:9. Yeah, this is when I would 16:9. Oh, but I didn't even choose it. Also, I would tilt shift this too. You know what, though? I don't like it 16 by 9. You lose the, Here, let me export this real quick. Huh, so this is all new now. Oh, yeah, my JPEG Mini. I had my computer wiped. So there's all these things I need to install now. It's kind of annoying. And you keep forgetting, like, oh yeah, I haven't installed this. It's like not until you need to actually install it that you're like, oh, I forgot about this thing. Let's see, JPEG 100%. No resize, 300 PPI, sharpen for screen. And then we want to open in another application. I have to choose it because it's new now. And we're gonna go for exposure. Ta-da! Have you seen that video where the wedding photographer told the couple to stop before their first kiss so they could get into position? I think I have, actually. Yeah, that's like, you want to talk about blasphemy. It's like the ceremony. Wait, are you serious, yo? Let's see. I want to go. So first I put my sharpening and grain preset on there, which it looks like it was. Yeah, awesome. And then I go to bokeh. Let's do a 50 mil at 1.8. And we need our lines like this. So this is how I add like a tilt shift look to the photos. What helps sometimes too to make it look a little bit more real is not to just have it be a straight line. You can like tilt it just a little bit so it's not like perfectly straight. There. Add a little tilt shift action to it. Not so bad. I love Exposure. Bought it back when I first saw you using it. It's actually really good. And I know it's basically a competitor to Lightroom, but I don't use it for its full function. I just use it for the sharpening and grain and some of the extra features like that bokeh feature to get some fake tilt shift and stuff. Beautiful. This photo has a little bit too much orange in it. Here's our before and after. And so yeah, the orange is a little heavy, so I'm gonna come in here to the HSL and pull back the saturation on the orange. You see that? And so now they don't look so orange. Can you could can you make me look more tan? Great. How's that for a tan? I like to keep things like more natural. So yeah, where it was before, it was a little too much orange. So I had to pull that back some. Well, hold on real quick. When people say you could Photoshop me, yeah, Anytime when people say, "Can you Photoshop any?" and that's my biggest fear with all the new generative Photoshop AI stuff is that non-photographers are gonna see it. Maybe someone on TikTok's gonna be like, "Wow, look at what you can do in Photoshop," and then now they're just gonna be like, "Can't you just like AI? Can you AI me a new face or so?" Like just all kinds of stuff. I feel like that's gonna happen at some point. Cute. This might be black and white. It looks a little backlit. It also looks, yeah. Okay, so let's do subject select. Oh my goodness, stop with the tips. Now the cool thing is, I didn't do it this time. Ew, yo. But ImagenAI can do these selective edits for you as well. So you can actually inside of Imagine be like, hey, select the subject and go ahead and like brighten up the shadows a bit so that they stand out some. So I brought them out just a little bit, but yeah, this is feeling like it wants to be black and white. Here we go with the backlighting. So here's our before and after. So first off, this is a great edit by Imagine. Subject mask setting directly in Imagine as well, so you can specify how much you want your subject edited. Yes. Cause see, so specifying how much you want the masked edits would be huge for me, because then I would just subject select on almost all of my photos and immediately just like barely raise the shadows just a little bit, because that's what I usually like to do. Kind of what I did just now. Like just raise the shadows enough for them to still feel in shadow, but they like come out some more. Let's actually let's do black and white on this one too. Yeah. Yeah. Much better. Black and white or color? What y'all think? Yo, why is this taking so long to load the virtual copy? Color. I mean, yeah, this red orangey against the green is quite nice. Also, the framing is really good. You see how this leads your eye right here, and then this line right here kind of leads you here, so they're like smack in that little area. I think I like black and white better, but the color, the tones, I mean, the tones look great on the color one, so. There we are with a perfect edit. Looks good. Yeah, I think I like the black and white better. The color was good, but the black and white was really doing it for me. Cute. Is this a mirror shot? Yeah, it's a mirror shot. You almost can't tell. Nice. Here's our before and after. This is another case of too much magenta, it seems like. Maybe not. Is it the orange? Yeah, it's the orange. This is like, it's this bothering me. This light. That's why, like, the first thing I do when I come to your wedding is turn all the lights off. If it's not pitch black wherever you're getting ready, Like, these lights is getting turned off because that color is the worst. That's why she looks so orange back here. I don't even think there's anything I can do about it because the problem here is that she's front lit by the light, so she white balance wise is great, but it's the rest of the photo. So it works fine, but it almost has like a sepia feeling to it. Now, the easy answer is black and white. But if you really wanted to like change your life forever, you could selectively select different areas of the photo and then, you know, get rid of the color in those. But I ain't about that. Sorry. I don't have time for all that. Oh, this is your photo? Great shot. Yeah, it's beautiful. You almost can't even tell that it's a mirror shot. It's really cool. Yeah, that light in the back is the most ugly color. It's the worst. Luckily, though, the subject, like, she's lit correctly, so the white balance on her is going to be great. But yeah, you would have to, like, you would have to come in here and basically, like, paint in adjustments. Like, paint it in here, and then paint it in back here in the mirror. I hate doing this type of stuff, y'all. Like, I can't begin to tell you how much I just don't. That's why the Lightroom AI selection was such a big game changer. Because for the most part, you can just be like, select the subject. And it's like, boop, there it goes. And you're like, yay. Yeah, so paint all that in. And then you could come back in. And you can get your white balance. And you can cool that boy down. Yeah. So much better. Look at that. Suck all that magenta out of that ugly light in the back. No one's got time for that. Yeah, or use a flash. I mean, exactly. Use a flash or turn off the lights in the room. Those are like the only answers. I'm gonna pull this out. Yay! Selective color. I mean, I could probably pull the saturation down some, and that would help with the coloring as well. Yeah. The colors look a little bit more even now. Rather than this being so orange. Just like, oh my goodness, orange. At this point, now I can actually warm up the whole photo a little bit more. Yeah. But yeah, I hate doing that stuff. Adds both the gallery. I mean, yeah, that paint and adjustment in there was needed. That was heavily needed. That's why I mostly shoot. Yeah, external lights are probably like the most annoying thing. Beautiful shot, beautiful edit. Here's our before and after. Looks good. It's coming straight from ImagenAI. This one's a little heavy on the magenta. But yeah, that's the biggest thing for me. Like, if the edits are gonna be off, I really don't mind if they're a little bit off when it's a computer doing it. But on the same end, because the AI is consistently learning, like, it's just getting better. So like, even like I said, in this stream, I'm kind of surprised at how accurate it is since the last time I did the fine tuning. Great shot. Oh, this is Beth. We finally got you up in here. Beth! Here's our before and after. Look at that. Sony's so green. Bluey? Are you talking about like the character? Like the, what's Bluey? Like a dog or something? But yeah, the fact that it's getting these edits in, like I can't. It's so good. Oh, too blue. You're talking about the before or the after? Again, I tend to have a cooler edit, so I'm about that life. Both. Yeah. Oh, this is Beth again. Great shot. Here's our before and after. But yeah, come on, y'all. Could you imagine? Imagine. No. Can you imagine just sitting down, running your photos through Imagine, and then, you know, go get some, make a coffee and come back and your photos are done and they look like this. They're just done. You come back and you can be like, oh, great. Now I can just come in and if I want to, you know, touch it up some, I can do that instead of having to sit around and edit it all together. I can just get my whole session edited real quick and then come back in and do whatever else I need to do. I mean, yeah, that's a lot of flyaway action at the top there. Good old Sigma art lenses. So good. I bought the retouch pack. I just used a quick brush and it's done. Wow. Wish the background was darker. I mean, you can easily select background, bloop, and just, it needs to be in the realm of reality though. You can't like, cause see the thing is like I can pull it back, but I need to pull it back on her a little bit too, or it's gonna start looking fake. Yeah, the Sigma art lenses. When I wasn't on Fujifilm, Sigma art lenses are, oh, it's like all I ever used. It was so good. Here's our before and after. So Imagine had already straightened it, but I think Otto will try and pull that building straight some, yeah. It's about there though. Don't forget that too. All these photos were straightened by ImagenAI as well. So like if they needed to be straightened, they got straightened and they look great. This one for me was a full fine art retouch in Photoshop. Oh yeah, I'm sure. And especially you have the room and space for it as well. Your final version probably looks amazing actually. The only thing I would have done with this shot is you probably should have stopped down a little bit more And raise your ISO some so you could bring that shutter up just a bit. Because shooting at 100 is pretty low. I'm assuming you have IBIS on your camera though, so like it wasn't the end of the world. Cute. Here's our before and after. I don't know what's wrong with Lightroom. This is like a fresh, I just reinstalled the OS. The goal for me is to get as close to the final look on camera. Yeah. Because then once you go to edit, you're not really doing too much. You pretty much are just like getting your color tones where you want them to be and calling it a day. And again, too, for more tips, just with Imagine in general, like if you're in camera getting your photo is close to where you want it to be, and then you also run it through Imagine, like you pretty much don't need to do anything. This is a great shot. Here was our before and after. Apple trying to, I mean, I've only had, see that's the thing. So this is the M1 Max. I've only had this thing for a little bit over a year now. And just the issues I've been dealing with, I'm really considering getting like a Mac Studio or something, because this thing should be working a little bit better than this, but it is what it is, I guess. They're like, oh, you've been using it for a year? Guess it's time to upgrade. You're like, my editing computer is trash. I mean, the M1 by itself is not enough. The M1 Max is good. I just been dealing with like something. I wish they were centered up a bit more. That's the biggest issue I find here. Oops. Like this. F16. 1/15 of a second. Yep, good shot. Generally I like these shots in black and white better. Just again, the whole shot's kind of blurry because you're shooting at 1/15. But here's our before and after. We're gonna see it in black and white too. The M1 Pro has been doing it for me for a while, but it's slowing down recently. Yeah, I'm trying to, I want to hold out until the Mac Studio gets an M2 chip in it. Cause like, can you imagine the Mac Studio with like an M2 Max or something? That thing would be ridiculous. Yeah, I like this stuff in black and white better most of the time. Black and white or color, what y'all think? I'm not totally a fan of laptops. I like having a desktop at home. My overall plan is I'm gonna get a MacBook Air as my travel computer, and then get a totally maxed out Mac Studio for the house. So then in the studio, I'll have like totally maxed out, and then I can just on the road, you know, the bare minimum that I need. Don't edit at home no more. Yeah. So the main problem with this shot is that there's not enough headroom. It's kind of a tight shot. Oh, I see. It was the straightening it. That's fine, I guess. That works. Here's our before and after. Good old 3314. Such a good lens. Yeah, family, but yeah. I always hate that when you're trying to either take family portraits or couple portraits and the family's like all up on you and you're like, I need space, y'all. Like, back up, yo. Two sunny eyes, almost shut. Yeah, I think this feels more like a smile to me. Like, those are smile eyes. Because they're in the shade. Cute. This is another subject select. Pull up those shadows a little bit. Oops. There's our before and after. Yeah, you had room here. This is when the family left and you were like, can I take my photos? Money shot on the wedding day. Yeah. This is a great shot. Yeah, I tend to shoot wide open like this too. Like, if this were me shooting it, that's exactly what I would have done, actually. Actually, you're in Texas, right? If I'm ever down there anywhere close, I'm probably gonna hit you up to second. I haven't done a wedding in Texas yet, but I'm guilty of shooting wide open. I mean, I'm the same way. I shoot wide open like all the time, to a fault. This might be black and white. A little bit too much magenta. Oh, it's Thaddeus. Here's our before and after. I think people need to plan the timeline better. People having beach wedding in the middle of the summer in Florida at noon. Oh my goodness. The lady in the back looking judgy. I'm surprised you even caught that. I didn't really see it myself. There's always, I've found that usually, it's weird, as a photographer, there's always someone watching you. It's weird. There's always somebody, and I notice it. There'll be like one or two people. It's usually like a bridesmaid or someone, and they just always be watching you, and you're like, I'm taking my photo. I'm okay. That's my wife. That's your wife. She's like, you're taking the photo wrong. Cute. Here's our before and after. My last wedding, it was a bridesmaid. Ended up asking me for my number. Maybe that's why I think it's always bridesmaids watching me. Maybe they're watching me. But then I'm like, please calm down. Calm down. It's okay. I know I have a lot of magenta notes. So both of these, I probably would black and white them, actually. Come on, Lightroom. Do the thing. You should have done both of these. There you go. Yeah. These are very like documentary style, hanging out, having a good time. I pulled the exposure down too much on that other one. Yeah, it's... 100% black and white on my end. Yeah, yeah, they feel like black and white photos. You can easily edit her out. Yeah. Or the photo enthusiast asking you questions. The great thing about dealing with the photo enthusiast when you shoot Fujifilm is generally there are photo enthusiasts, but not enough to know photography in the industry and the different camera brands. So they like think they're a photo enthusiast. And they're like, oh yeah, what do you shoot with? And you're like, Fujifilm. And then they're just like, what? You shoot film? And you're like, no, bro, you don't even. It's like, unless you say Canon or Nikon to them, they just don't understand anything. So luckily, I don't get talked my ear off by those people. Because the moment I say that I'm shooting Fujifilm, they just kind of back off because they're like, I don't understand. And I'm like, yeah, leave me alone. On that session, the bride's father was the same way. Lightroom's denoise button. It is crazy, yo. Yeah, this is definitely black and white. Cause see, so this is Imagine's edit. And yeah, this white balance was a struggle. Imagine did a great job, but I would have probably pulled it back even further. Yeah. Again, I like a blue edit. So yeah, I would have been in this range here. That's a rough. Look at it. Oh my goodness. Stops them dead in their track. Yeah, they're just like, what? They're like, hey man, so what are you shooting with? I shoot a little bit myself, and I'm like, Fujifilm, and they're just like, you shoot film? No, it's digital. And then they're just like, nah. Black and white saves the day when the white balance ain't good. Yeah, these look cute in black and white though. Like they work. Buddy trying to fight Javi and Quinn. Yeah, that light was rough. Not the Tim the Toolman. Yeah. Beth calling it out. 100% black and white. I mean, I would love to do a whole black and white. You have to really find the people who would appreciate it, though. I feel like everyone else would be like, why are none of the pictures in color? Awesome shot. Oh, this is Beth again. Great shot. Here's our edit. Oh, yeah. Look at that Imagine edit. It looks good. This could probably work in black and white, too, but the color definitely, the tones. All these like nice browns and like skin tone tones. So good. Let me see. I want to see what it looks like in black and white. Yeah, this is a great shot. There goes, yeah, your 85 art again. You love that lens. I mean, I'm telling you, when I was shooting on Canon, Sigma art lenses were like my whole life. Oh yeah, color is definitely the way for that one. Black and white is cool looking, but color is definitely the way. We drove to the dunes at 2 a.m. to be there at sunrise. Yeah, the lighting looks so good. The lighting looks so good. Yeah, this one is definitely color. Well, all the tones, they're so close to, like, even her skin tone fits right in with everything. Like, it's great. Thumbs up, seal of approval. Or magenta seal of approval. I should make a little badge. I'm gonna start making my live streams all extra. And when I really like a photo, I'm gonna have like a little sound effect and like a magenta. It comes up on screen like whoosh, magenta seal of approval. Cute. Oh my goodness, 5,000 ISO. It doesn't even look that bad. But since we were just talking about that that Lightroom denoise, and we're at 5000 ISO. Let's put it to work. So if y'all aren't familiar, Lightroom just recently added AI denoising as well. So it'll denoise for you. And I would assume, and this is me assuming a lot, but I would assume because it's a feature inside of Lightroom that Imagine at some point hopefully could get that programmed into their stuff. Because how dope would it be if you could teach Imagine, hey, if any of my shots went over 1600 ISO, go ahead and run the Lightroom AI denoiser on it. That would be crazy. Let's do a Magenta Awards for all the best picks for the year. Oh, that would be, oh, I like that a lot. Like at the end of the year, take all the live streams I've done. That would be dope. Half of them would be Javier's. Half of them would be Javier's because he'd be sending me whole weddings. They wouldn't even win the award just because they won. They would win because there were so many of them. I wonder. The only thing is, it AI denoises, and I feel like it makes the photo look like mushy. But you can't really tell when you're like, you see, it almost looks like it has motion blur or something. I'm probably just crazy though. Enhance. Good old 23F2. It makes it rubbery, and I don't know why that's, yeah, that's probably the best way to explain it. It's like, yeah, you know, like when you take rubber or like a rubber band, and when it gets stretched and it has that like weird, like I'm gonna rip apart look to it. That's what it feels like. The thing is though, if you're not pixel peeping, it's really not that bad. You can definitely tell it makes a yeah, you can tell that it makes a difference. But yeah, it looks. Let's see if we can compare it to the So on the left was the version with the noise on it. And on the right is the denoise version. But see, this is why I don't like pixel peep, because looking at it like this, you almost can't even tell the difference between the noise. So it's like, is it really that important? I think Imagine's just AFK. I don't know. They're probably hanging out spying. Is this the same? This is the same photographer? Yeah. This is, again, for once, another too much magenta. Just a tad too much. Cute shot. Here's our before and after. Ooh, capture one. Ooh. Cute. Here's our before and after. Very easy, straightforward edit. A lot of Sony folks. Y'all, Sony out here. Y'all out here. When are you doing a Squarespace website roast? Can you please show the awesome folks how the new profile adjustment feature works? Yeah. I've actually just, I've used it only a small bit myself. Let's see. I'm gonna choose, let's choose someone else's. Whose profile should I use? What do y'all want to see? I'll take a quick vote. I'll use a different preset than my own for once. I'm really kind of feeling this, maybe this cinematic luxury. I'm gonna wait for y'all for 2 seconds, and I'm gonna get in here. Look, you can see samples. Beautiful. Yeah. Forget y'all's votes. No, I'm yeah, I'm gonna use this one. Okay, so this is what we were talking about before. So they added the new adjust talent profile. So you can adjust the profile basically for what's gonna suit your needs. So again, if you're using like mine and it's too much magenta for you, you can adjust that. Or if this is not enough magenta for me, I can actually add more magenta. So let's open up all of our parameters here. And so this is where we can adjust the profile and all the different values that we can change for the profile. So like, for me, I would pull up the magenta just a bit. Let's see, for exposure, let's bring that up some. We have contrast here, shadow. Let's bring that back a bit. I like to bring back my highlights too. Haven't seen the new, yeah, this is one of the new features. It's really awesome. You have texture. I usually raise my clarity a little bit. And these are all changes that I know I usually like to do, because that's the thing. If you're jumping into a new preset and you're like, well, let me do some stuff that I know I normally do to my photos, you can do this in the adjustment profile. Saturation comes down a little bit. Hers didn't look super saturated though, so I actually am going to leave it how it is. You have your tone curve here. Here's your HSL. So I know like I can do saturation of the orange just a little bit maybe. You have your color grading section. Like they really have the whole thing. Sharpening amount. Like a lot of times, again, if y'all seen, I like to sharpen inside of exposure. So I could just set that to 0. Because I know I'm gonna sharpen outside. So I can already, you could set this stuff up beforehand. And this is what a talent profile. Can this be saved to as its own profile? I'm gonna let Imagine answer that. Here's noise reduction. I could turn this stuff on. Save changes. So that there is saved now in my version of this talent profile, and I can use that at any time. So that's huge, because that's, again, that's one of the biggest things that people ask about, is the fact that like they don't want to use someone else's AI profile because they feel like they're not getting what they want out of it. But you can adjust that. You can apply profile adjustments on any personal AI profile talent. AI profile shared with you. Nice. Yep. So here we go. This is my natural fills that I made on my own computer. And you can see here, you can still see it here, adjust profile. This is the fine tuning I was talking about. You can add that in there as well. This is all the stuff I've edited, how many photos. See if I add some more photos, I can fine tune it even further. Y'all, it's good stuff. It is great stuff. Look how accurate these two photos are. So again, these were both edited by Imagine. And they're just, it's so good. Looking to pull the trigger on the 18 pancake for my XD30. Yeah, I just got the 27. I actually kind of wish I would have gotten the 18 instead, but I'm cool with the 27, I think. So we'll remember your fine tuning on a profile for the next time. Yep. It stays until you reset it or change it. Nice. Share your handles. Yeah, throw your handles in the chat. Yeah, Lightroom is being really slow. And I need to figure out why. Cute. Here's our before and after. This looks so good, y'all. Only thing for me, y'all know I like a nice thinner crop, so I would have brought them over a little bit. It's the computer, because as Lightroom slows, the chat slows down too. Man, yo, I'm not trying to buy a new computer. I just got this one. I liked it also. Yeah, I know. I'm that guy. I center everything. I'm sure, like, I'm out here on YouTube and stuff. I'm sure everybody's like, yo, this guy's always center cropping everything. Whoa, all he does is center crop, bro. It's fine. I'm sorry. I'm a creature of habit. Cute. It's a little hot. Here's our before and after. Shooting my first wedding for a friend tomorrow. Been watching your videos for months to help me prepare. Yeah. Last minute advice, just take a deep breath and have a fun time. Make sure you've tried to, you know, set expectations with them and timeline stuff. But outside of that, you know, just shoot. I would also say too, like, I know a lot of people say to shoot in manual, but if you don't shoot manual regularly, I would say shoot whatever is most comfortable for you. So like when I started, I used to shoot in aperture priority because it made it easier for me. I didn't have to think about as much on my camera. I could think about the wedding day more. Whereas now that I shoot manual, I'm so used to shooting manual that I don't have to think about that. So basically whatever you can do to make it so that you don't have to, you're not bogging your brain down with too much information. Baby not look. Yeah, if the baby was looking, it would have been the dopest shot in the whole world. That's the only downside to the shot. Is this one of those crops? Oh no, it's not. Bring extra batteries always. Wow, yo. I've never had Lightroom. You would think after installing the Mac OS all the way from scratch, it would be much faster than this. I wonder what's I feel like something's making it slow. Should I make the cache bigger? They're a very chill couple and are leaving a lot up to me. Nice. Yeah, you should do great. Yo, John, gotta go. Since we'll be shooting a wedding in less than 5 hours. Oh, goodness, get some sleep. Automatically add keywords. I mean, okay, I don't. Cute. Here's our before and after. Just an energy shot. Don't show your, yeah, that's a great tip actually. Because yeah, if you get nervous, the couple will definitely not believe in anything. A lot of wedding photography is all mentalities. So, like Beth was just saying, like, you have to command your space. Because the moment you look like you're not in control, they'll think you're not in control. And then if something goes wrong, they'll think this because you weren't in control. I've heard a couple people caught norovirus. I said that? I thought that was you. You're like, wow, that's great advice. Was that me? Dang, 15 pounds. I'm trying to get, no, I'm just, I don't want to get sick. I need to lose 15 pounds. Need to get sick real quick. Here's our before and after here. It's a little, I think it's a little orangey. Yeah. Uh-oh, I pulled out too much orange. The ads are coming up in the worst. There's ads in the on the live stream? How crazy. There's ads in the live stream? Do y'all have to watch like the whole thing? Y'all coming out here with the bangers. Great shots overall. Wow. There's something weird going on. I think it's like loading every hard drive I have or something. Which is why it keeps slowing down every time I switch. So here's our before and after. I think it's a little hot and it needs more magenta. It's still very green. Yep, good old wide shot Wednesday. Let's pull it back a little bit. Yeah, it was way too hot. Add some magenta in there. Yeah. I feel half and half about this. I feel like it's annoying. It seems kind of random. I almost want to like crop in a little bit. See, what I hate is that Lightroom's like, oh, we got generative feeling now in Lightroom, and then you do it, and it's bad. Okay, that one was actually pretty good. That was the first time I've seen it actually be pretty good. Yeah, see, like, what is this, yo? Like, I'd rather just do clone stamp. It's like, tends to be better. What's that black dot? Lightroom, yo. I think they purposely make Lightroom like worse, so that you'll have to use Fuji or have to use Photoshop. Now you gotta get rid of the tree. Exactly. Can you do double exposure on Fuji? Yeah. Like, you would think Lightroom would be able to handle this, but nope. Yeah, let's try it again. Did it do it? Okay, got it. Ta-da! Before and after. Some we can skip, but we'll miss some of what you're saying. Wow. I didn't realize there were ads on the live stream. Nice. Here's our before and after. Yeah, this looks great. So good. Yep, 16. Good old 16 mil. Hold on real quick. Now I'm curious because it keeps trying to load one of my hard drives, and I really do think it's I think that's why it's slowing down. I'm gonna eject this drive. No, I'll just leave it. Whatever. Here's our before and after. Well, a little too much magenta. This stuff is spot on. This is also too much magenta. But you see how like the photos are evenly too much magenta? That's the thing I like about Imagine. And so what will happen for me is that like if I see shots that are similar, like these two here, yeah, and they're like too green, then what I'll do is just do quick edits from here. Then I can add where's tint? I gotta open it. There we go. Add some more tint and just quick edit like that. So that's usually what I end up doing, is I'll run it through Imagine and then come back and then just do quick edits real quick. These are some great shots. Yeah, like what was that, Lightroom? This one can be black and white. The focus was missed. And it's not motion blur because the settings were great. It like, yeah, it focused on like the shoulder here. APFS? I do. I think all my drives are APFS. SSDs. I have so many hard drives, y'all. So many hard drives. It's like ridiculous. Cute. Here's our before and after. Imagine did a great job with this white balance. anything, we can pull out some orange. Yeah. Whoa, what did I do? Oh, soft proofing. AI for videos. Oh my goodness. AI for videos would be dope. Here's our before and after. Looks great. Good walking shot. It's a little stiff, but it looks good. Edit overall looks great as well. Now I gotta pick some of my favorite shots. That's always the fun part. I usually like to do my favorites by either horizontal or vertical shots. I think black and white for this one. Beth, you had the winner of the day. This was the winner of the day photo. This is the #1 shot out of all the shots. Wee! This one was good too. And this is all my, like, you know, personal preference. Oh, I really like this one too. This one was good as well. So there's no like artistic judging, like why did this photo get picked? I just liked it. No real reason. Here's all of our horizontal shots. Yeah, y'all out here. Y'all out here with these photos, yo. So good. So good. Am I missing any? I feel like there was some more horizontal shots that I really liked, but I might be crazy. Yeah, no, that was about it for like the standouts. This was a close standout as well. Yeah, great stuff, y'all. Really good stuff. The building one with the dip kiss, that one was awesome too. Just tune in. What computer are you using to run Lightroom so smoothly? I have a M1 Max MacBook Pro, pretty much all the way. But it's actually kind of slow right now. I don't know what's happening. It keeps, every time it wants to load a photo, it's like trying to get all of my different hard drives at the same time. And it normally doesn't do that. It's normally a lot smoother. I'm out to here. Let's do my normal export process. So again, if y'all have ever seen my process, so import, :edit. The edit is with ImagenAI, so all I have to do is go back and retouch up the photos. Imagine basically does it for me. Also, the only other thing I'm doing is adding black and white to some of the photos. I just do that manually because I only have a small handful. Once I've double checked what Imagine has done, then this is when I actually export it. And when I export, my photos go through exposure, and that's where I add my sharpening and grain. Oh, you know what? That's one thing I need to check as well. I think some of these photos had sharpening on them, so I need to take the sharpening off. So hold on, let me. So yeah, I like to turn the sharpening all the way off. There. So export that. Full quality, 300 ppi, sharpen for screen, open in exposure. I'd love to switch to Lightroom CC because it's much faster. I just hate that it forces you to use cloud storage, but it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't force you to use cloud storage. Are you talking about, oh, you're talking about not Lightroom Classic, you're talking about like the new Lightroom? I mean, even that doesn't force you to use cloud storage if I understand correctly. I only use it a little bit. So here comes our export. And then that opens up in exposure. So here we are in exposure now. You can see there's like minimal sharpening on it. Then I have my own sharpening and grain preset. And I don't know how well y'all can see that on YouTube, but it's a fair amount of sharpening and grain that I add to my photos just to give them a little bit more grit. It also adds the tiniest bit of contrast. This photo looks great, yo. That blue against all this red and stuff is perfect. Great color choice if that was like picked on purpose. This side lighting, I really like it too. And then I have a specific black and white sharpening. I don't know if I can easily see if I can pop her out of here. Oh yeah, no. This is gonna be a Photoshop. It's gonna be a Photoshop edit, which I'm not doing right now. I've been debating starting to use my black and white sharpening and grain on my color photos, but it's a little too grainy for me. It gives it a super film-esque look. Yeah, y'all saw that extra contrast on the black and white. Great shot, y'all. Yeah, I think this shot and Beth's shots are probably my two favorite from the whole set. And then yeah, that's how I get to my final edits. Once I've added my sharpening and grain here, then I save it, and those are like the final photos. How large are the file sizes with ImagenAI? Well, that's the thing. You're not exporting them with Imagine. I don't think, like, I'm not sure the best way to answer it. Like, it's not making the files any bigger. Like, you exporting, it's just running the editing part. So it's the same as the normal, like, non-destructive editing. Is it true when editing Fujifilm photos on Lightroom they lose sharpness versus Capture One? I wouldn't say they lose sharpness, but there's the whole worms thing or whatever. So Capture One definitely treats them a little bit better, but honestly, like, I personally have never felt like I was losing anything by using Lightroom on my photos. Like, I've been fine with it. Like, let's see if any of these are Fujis. I know there were some Fuji submitted, but I'm not sure if these specific photos. Yeah, so like this was the X100V. Sony, 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 Sony. Sony, so many Sony people. So yeah, these are all the finished photos. Yeah, this shot is great. Great job. I'm gonna edit this one. Let's see. Let's open up some Photoshop. Sony, so many Sonys. Pablo with the 2 photos for the choice selects. Okay. Whoa, it's so different now. Yeah, content aware. I feel like you can tell and you can't tell. Like, if you really know, you can tell. But if not, like, I don't think that would draw anybody's eye at all. Man, I don't know about y'all Sony folks all up in here. Oh, I love my A7. I'm just beefing for no reason. Don't mind me, y'all. I love photography in general, so I really don't care. In all honesty. I just want to see some good photos, you know? That's what I care about. But yeah, great shots, y'all. Yeah, I think I might have to do that, like in December, do a like best of photos. I'm about to start going through right now and pick out some of my favorites from each stream, like one favorite, maybe 2. Deep down, John finna be a Sony. You're gonna see me pull a Sony out of nowhere and be like, oh, da 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 da. How did he do it? Why did he do it? You still have the XH2S? Yes. That's my main video camera. So I use that for all my YouTube stuff. I got it like rigged out and everything. Beth used to shoot potatoes. She used on Nikon. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Why did he do that? Why? I love that they had her with the potato with the little lens on it too. Why? So bad. I know all the Nikon shooters now are like, oh. All right, though. Starting to sign off. Let's not forget to talk about this video sponsor, ImagenAI, again. Giving them a quick shout out. Thanks for hanging out on the stream and watching ImagenAI. Don't forget, in the description below, we have a link where you can get 1,500 free edits yourself. Because if you liked how this was edited and the fact that I didn't really have to do anything, you're definitely going to want to check it out for yourself and your workflow. If you are a wedding photographer, event photographer, especially anyone who does bulk stuff, even like a corporate photographer, and you just don't want to edit, or you want to edit but it takes too long, ImagenAI is the way to do it. So definitely make sure to check them out. I've been using them forever, and as y'all saw, the edits looked absolutely amazing. But yeah, I love hanging out with y'all. Thanks so much. I'm definitely gonna be planning another live stream for next month. Again, last year I did like 8 out of the 12 months. So this year I've already missed like half of the year, but I'm gonna try going forward for the rest of the year to get my live streams in there more regularly than usual. So yeah, great stuff. Beautiful websites. or beautiful photos, not websites. And yeah, definitely stick around. We'll definitely do some Magenta Awards. I'm about to start working on a badge right now, actually. Get the Magenta Awards for the end of the year. Roast our websites. Yeah, I'll definitely do a website critique at some point. I'm gonna repeat, John needs to make a video about the Sony A4. Websites, we'll see. Maybe I'll do websites next month. I haven't decided what I want to do yet, so we'll see. But for now, signing off. Thank you for checking out the channel, and I will catch you all next time. All right, peace.